Lizzie, yo, forever keeping it a bando here in the 2-6. And today I'm going to have an artist, and he is also a host out of Raleigh, North Carolina, by the name of Richie Nelson. So you guys make sure that you tap in with him. Up there he goes. So I'm going to go ahead and join him on the live. An invite. There we go. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, what's going on, man? I never go live on here. This different. I was sitting in there like, dang, she gonna call me up. I was like, I didn't know I had to be requested. I'm looking to see I join the live. But hey,
Well, I'm glad it was easy for you to be able to pick up. I'm glad to have you on the show.
oh, bro, it's cool to be had. It's been a while since I've been on this side of the interview, so I'm excited.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, again, if you could tell everybody who you are and what it is that you do.
I go by the name Richie Nelson. I multi-lane highway is why I like to put it. You know what I'm saying, rap. I might hold a note every now and then. I don't say I sing just in case somebody want me to sing, and I'm like, no, I don't do that. But you know what I'm saying, I dabble in the music. I dabble in the content creating. Got a reaction channel. Got a few shows through Four Phones. Big shouts to Four Phones. That's where I'm at right now in the phone booth where all the magic happened. But yeah, I'm just I got it. Entertainer, I guess. That's how you would put it. Yeah, just an entertainer.
That is so dope. I was able to check out a couple of your podcasts. Really dope. Keep doing your thing.
Appreciate that.
Yes. So, what got you started into doing music?
I mean, I was, one of those choir babies growing up. So I was, I think that's what it all came down to. It was just like not only just the whole music of it, but like the structure around it. The like going to choir practice every week. What I'm saying, working on it all the time until we got it right. And then, in the sixth grade, I was in the band playing the saxophone. And that's where I got like what I'm saying, I'm not gonna say I read music well, but what I'm saying, I know the little line thing. So it was all just little by little, and then just one day I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it for myself, and like the rest is history.
Dope. Now, do you dabble into making beats?
No, I never really crossed that threshold because I guess I like to credit as I've been around like a good community of people that make beats. So it's just like I've always outsourced because it's just like I've always had that talent around me. So like yeah, that's one thing I never got around to do because there was so many people around that was good at it.
That's right. So, I say that you have what is the type of focus that you're given with your
Uh,
podcast?
it depends on the show. Now there's two shows that I work with on the Four Phones. One is called Shot Topics, and the way I explain it to the people that come over, I was like, think of like drink champs, or like think of like hot ones, but with hot ones instead of the wings, it's like we're actually taking shots. It's generally tequila because that's my drink of choice. But yeah, it's usually just something like this, trying to get somebody's what I'm saying, get more people acquainted with my guests, and so we'll have like some regular questions, and the questions will get a little spicy after the shots start kicking in. Yeah, it's a real good time. Like you should definitely come through, because I know you real busy with the assistant and the hook. Now look, I don't know who on the live right now, but we had a conversation before the live started. She just what was it, casually just name drop. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to kid in a little bit, and I had to stop. I'm like, kid, like Mrs. Officer, kid. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. So it was like, yeah, definitely come through. But yeah, that's basically, and then like the other show, that's Law. It's kind of like a panel type of discussion. I hate to say battle of the sexes, but it's usually what it like kind of like come down to, this whole man woman thing. We'll take like different posts, different tweets, different like conversations that's happening like in real time, and then we'll just sit and discuss them. That's kind of like more for like the non-musician. Like that was a show that I wanted to make sure we got out there for like the common man, somebody that can tune into and talk daily life. Because when rappers are like, or entertainers are just talking about being entertainers all the time, the consumer kind of get lost the way I see it, because they can't relate. They don't know about being in the studio all the time, about getting ready for a show. They what I'm saying, they just want to hear music. So it's just like I'm glad like I got that show to like people to tune in and really like put themselves in that conversation, something they can relate to.
Most definitely. And you're an artist. I was able to hear a couple of your songs. I love classic.
Oh man, yeah, I'll be
That's
doing
my
away.
joint. I be moving this classic now.
Not
What?
classy. Yeah. 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 I do a little bit. I do a little something. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I got imposter syndrome, but it's just like I like when somebody else is bigging up my music as opposed to me, because I know me. I just get real annoyed if somebody coming around like, yo, I got this music, I got this coming out, and I'm like, nah. Like it just, I don't know. Sometimes it just sounds better coming from somebody else. So you may not hear it a lot from me, but it's like, yeah, as soon as you walk up to me and ask about it, I'll tell you. But it's just like, yeah, I ain't never gonna like push that conversation. I think that might be like one of the things I got to work on, like actually kind of like just putting
Like
myself out
talk
there without
your
sounding
shit. Talking
right.
your
Like yeah,
shit.
and everybody
Keeping
says
it
like
abandoned.
yeah, it's a lot of people that be like yeah, bro, you good? You might as well talk. And I just be like, I like letting it talk for me, like, and that's been sounding cool for all these years. But it's just like yeah, I feel like I do need to do a little more talking, just a little bit more.
Now, what got you into doing like as far as being an artist?
Um, it started as just like something to do. It was like back in like '08. Like it was just something me and my bros was doing right before football practice, and I don't know. I like the sound of my voice when I was like when I would hear it back, and I'm like, okay, this sound kind of alright. Now I ain't gonna say like the writing or the words I was using back then were like the best in the world, but it was just like it sounded good to me, and then made me believe in myself, and I think that's just what kept me going this whole time. Was like it sounded good to me, and I'm real critical at everything. So if I can impress myself, then everybody else either they won't matter or they'll be impressed in the process.
Period. Okay, talk
I,
your shit.
man, look.
So what's your like normal concept?
I mean, I try to talk about everything I'm going through. Like I try not to you know what I'm saying, like take tall tales and turn them into songs. Like you know what I'm saying. You won't hear me about out in like Turks and Caicos because I ain't never been. Like why would I what I'm saying? Why would I talk about something that I can't even personally relate to? You know what I'm saying? Like I respect the flex of somebody else doing it, but I try to keep it home. Mine is just like real melodic style. Like I just did Raleigh World last weekend. Big shouts out to Raleigh World and Collab Raleigh. And it was somebody that came from New York, and like I had never really heard somebody explain it before, but it was like, yeah, you got their church background but it's real gritty. And I'm like, oh, I mean that makes sense because that's where the foundation came from. It came from that choir stand, so it makes sense. I guess I would say melodic and relatable. If I had to pick two words to describe my music, melodic and relatable.
Melodic and relatable.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot of syllables.
right, let me go ahead think about it. But yeah, it's been a long day. It's been a long day, most definitely. So have you been able to travel out of state and
Oh yeah, there's a festival called Spaced Out. I try to do that at whenever I can. Last time I did that, I was in Denver. And the most recent place I've been out of state, it was the Chicago and the Gary, Indiana area. We was out there not too long ago, for a concert or a showcase. That was real fun. It's always fun like going traveling because it's just like I like looking at people listen to me for the first time because I always say like it don't sound like what they hearing is coming from me, so it's just always cool to like, what I'm saying, get around like people that have never heard me before. Because it's like I said, I'm impressing myself, so I know you at least gonna be impressed, or you won't matter. The way I see it.
period? So what's the difference as far as when you perform out in Raleigh, because that's where you're at, right?
Mm-hmm. Uh,
What's the different type of vibe like when you go out of town opposed to when you're at home?
I think the biggest difference would be, I guess, the familiarity, and sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. When you're in a place that you not familiar with, like you'll be more business minded. Well, I know I'll be more business minded, and it's more so about like making sure they hear it, making sure like they understand the product, all of that, this, that, and the third. And then like when you back home, like yeah, you're more comfortable, but you might be around people that have never heard you before, but then they see you around all these people that you're comfortable with. And sometimes you'll get like a more like comfortable, inviting image, or sometimes you may come off as unprofessional because you're so comfortable. So it just all depends. Like, but I will say like, yeah, sometimes like, yeah, being too comfortable can help, and then sometimes it can hurt. So that'd be like the biggest difference between like somewhere like doing a show like around my people, the people that I work with on a daily basis, as opposed to going out of town and doing something.
Right. So would you say, because a lot of people in different cities, they say that they have like a crab in a barrel type of mentality. Now, I'm I'm familiarized with Raleigh and I love Raleigh, you know, show love and all of that. But how is it actually coming from there?
I'm a people I'm a it might be a stretch when I say this, but this is how I really feel. Like this area, every day we get closer and closer to like that Atlanta type of community where it's just like it's less and less crabs in the barrel and more so like everybody building each other up. Like that's just the way I mean I've taken like I've gone to Atlanta a couple times and like taken like a couple things that they've done and incorporated it out here, but it used to be real catty, used to be real like fake competition wise, and it's just like while we compete, we don't even have like the same demographic like type of thing. But I feel like now it's just more so like where the love is out there, so everybody just trying to find it in their own way, and it's getting to the point where it's like trying to spite somebody else is just you're gonna end up damaging yourself at this point.
That's a super fact. That is the super fact. Um, who inspired you? Like, who are some of your inspirations? Name top like three, your top three.
Um, I'm thinking my grandfather first of all. That was the first person I've seen like rip the crowd ever in life. You know, since those church days. That's I'm not gonna say like that's why I learned what I wanted to do, but it was just like that definitely like always sticks out whenever I look back. Um, I always say like I'm a R&B baby first. Like R&B was my first love. Rap was my first skill. So it's just people. I ain't never really said this out loud, but it was just like where I used to listen to like a lot of Usher growing up. Like I used to run through Usher albums. Like I used to try to like to sing like the low part, and then like I would try to like sing it like an octave up. Like I always call that like my vocal training. So I will say like yeah, Usher was there, and then you know everybody gonna say like you know if they heard me rap like you get kind of like a Drake vibe type of thing. So it's just I can't say that you know what I'm saying like his music wasn't inspiring. So yeah, it's I would say like those, and then there's always stuff in between. Like I try not to like get fixated on like on one artist. I'm always more so about like what's coming out, like the business behind it, the math behind it, to you know what I'm saying to like make my own type of music. I try to like listen to like what the people are like are looking for, even when they don't know they're looking for it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It definitely do because throughout, I mean, right now we're celebrating 50 years of hip hop. So
Mm-hmm.
the culture and everything has changed.
Yes,
Indefinitely.
yeah,
The music has changed, everything. So I know that it's important when you're an artist to make sure you stay close to that trend and see what's going on. There's definitely homework being made. It seems like every year now that technology has, you know, expanded the way that it has. Um, so with how you look for like let's say a topic to your song. Let's say how do you do that? Like
uh,
you have some type of remedy that you do. You know, some people they gotta smoke, some people gotta
I
because you
think
do have like a Drake type of thing going on. I hear it a bit now that you've said that because it's
and
real
and
wrong.
that's another thing. I try not to say it just in case somebody didn't like had their own opinion. Like, nah, he sound just like Richie.
No,
You
but you
sure you
sound
don't
like
sound like Drake a
yourself.
little bit?
You
And they be like,
you
oh, now that you say it.
No, but that's a good thing because he's like top dog. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh yeah,
at the same time, you have your own sound. You have your own way of going through your music. Like the
oh
other
yeah,
two songs that I was listening to, I'm like, yo, this real grown man type stuff. Not everybody can really understand that. You feel me? So when you say Usher, for instance, I'm like, okay, I see the Usher now, I see the Dre, you know, I see, but it gives that good
yeah,
vibe. You know what I'm
oh yeah.
saying?
Uh,
Because where is the 90s music now? And you turned it up a notch.
mm,
You know, that's how I'm looking at it,
I be
you know.
trying.
But
I think the first thing I do when like trying to make a song, well, the first thing is do like to I try not trying if that makes sense. I think it's like I try like to live first, like so. First thing I'll write a song about is something like maybe I done came across or something like maybe like I done, you know, something that just stuck out. Or like, you know, maybe I'll try looking back on something that like maybe was just on my mind. But like, yeah, to stay away from like that whole like tall tale music. Like I just try like living first. Like it might be like I might have like a good night at the studio or like a good night out at a show and then like I'm riding back home and like you know what I'm saying, might just be thinking about like the details of it and then boom before you know like I got about like 8 out of 16 and I ain't even made it home yet. And then it's just like the hook always gonna come out. Like that's the hook and the title is usually what I try to make last. Like anybody like that's in here now that I've been in the studio with, they were like, "What you gonna title it?" I'm like, "What's the date right now? We'll figure out that title when it's all said and done."
Right.
And sometimes like it might just end up still being the date until like I'm like, "Well, I can't put the date on the track list," and then like we'll just come up with a title. But like, yeah, it's just try like living first, and then like we'll figure out the actual structure or whatever the song is gonna be later. Because not to sound extra or nothing, but it's me, so it's just like if I feel it's good enough to be put out, then people are gonna rock with it. Because like like I
Right.
said, I'm my worst critic. Right.
Right. And you're your own
Right.
brand.
That's
Most definitely. We have a listener on the line. She wants to know where can she listen to your music?
Well, let me
A
just go
viewer.
ahead and throw the link in the chat real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The one stop shop.
Where we keep it a bando, period. Oh, are you still there? If you can hear it as the audience, if you all could put a thumbs up, make sure you can hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Oh, okay, great, great, great. Because I seen
All right, so like the
um
link not posting, but if y'all see me in here, go to my page. It's a link right there. You know what I'm saying? Like hashtag link in bio. It'll take you exactly where you need to go. I'm not sure why the link not posting in the comments. I'll try it again in a bit. But yeah, if you listening right now, Rich Nelson 2K, you can actually Google that, and then the Instagram, the link under the Instagram is going to take you wherever you want to go. If you Google that, and everybody always get on me for saying it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying, diva, tell them always Google you and whatnot. But I'm like, no, if you really put at Rich Nelson 2K in that Google web search, it's gonna give you at least the TikTok and the Instagram, and then that's gonna take you everywhere you need to go. Like TikTok is gonna take you like through like all the skits. Instagram gonna take you through all the music.
uh I'm Google me. Tell them Google me.
See?
Stop playing.
I mean, yeah.
But most definitely. So what are some of the hobbies that you're into?
Man, everything I do, I don't even know what a hobby is anymore. Because every time I do something for more than 3 days, I'm like, man, how can I put this in front of a camera? Like that just. But then I would say the I got into like the model kits earlier in the year, like just doing that just to kind of like take a break. So I feel like if I need to like take a break from everything, then like yeah, I might put like a little model kit together, like you know what I'm saying. That might take like 8 hours out of my day to just follow directions and turn my brain off for a second. So like yeah, if I had to pick a hobby, it would be that.
What
Um,
is what is model
like
kit?
well, like the older folk put like a model like airplane or like a model car together, something like do it like from scratch, like so I'll do something like that, or like it might be like a kind of like a I would say like a figure from like a cartoon, like they'll have like these like I just found like this little hobby store at the top of the year, like I was just going in there like just out of boredom. I think it was like I had ordered some food a couple stores down, and I just looked around. I'm like, man, I could do this. I could follow directions and put something together, and it just yeah, it ended up being like a cool little like I would say like I took too much time off then. Like I had got away from stuff. I'm like, hold on, let me get back to me. I'm having too much fun. Like and I'm not what I'm saying? Like people got to act like when you coming out. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like all right, let me get back to me. But like yeah, if I had to pick a hobby, that would be that.
Okay, so you got some stuff for the people if they want to buy some what do you call it?
Oh, like you know what I'm saying? Like, well, for those kits, I mean, if y'all want to buy a kit I done put together, bro, hit me up. Now I don't know why you want to buy it. I could just tell you where to go get the box and put it together yourself. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
if you want to buy the
Well,
one I done
shoot.
put together, I will definitely sell you one off of my bookshelf. I don't mind at all. uh,
I'm just doing a little advertising for you. If
hey,
anybody want to
I
get
ain't mad at
big
that at
read.
all. Yeah, clear that bookshelf out so I can put some more in there. I ain't mad at that at all.
Period. So, where do you see yourself in the next, let's say, 3 years?
Um, I see myself. I see two different visions if that makes sense. Like, cause it's back to like just the different lanes. Like, the music is always gonna stay consistent. At this point now, the craft has been crafted, and it's just more so about like the platform. So like, I definitely see myself like what I'm saying, being more business oriented about where the music go. Cause I feel like I got stuff that can stand the test of time, so it don't really matter when somebody hears it. Now, of course, there are some songs that more so about like centered around the times. Like the two songs I sent you, Classy. I kind of made that song from like when the baby was hot. That was another song where it was like my ear was to the streets, and I was like, how can I make a song that's up with the times, but you know what I'm saying, still keep it me. Don't Leave is the other song I sent you. That was, you know what I'm saying, that was back when like the Afro beats was going crazy, and it was just like that was another song like how can I jump on this trend but still keep it myself. So, you know, that's always gonna happen. So the next couple of years there's gonna be more songs like that where like I'm paying attention to what's going on with the kids, like, and I'm gonna make it my own. As far as the content creator, like I kind of want a couple more shows. Kind of want my own channel. Like I kind of got like that whole like I think I can make a BET like, but like not like BET, but like just like more so like something like where it's just different shows. Like I guess the best comparison would be like the 85 South. Like they kind of like went from like just a podcast to like different type of shows on like their own channel on their own app. So like that's like the content creator direction I want. Like I want the music to be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's it's crafted. It's just a matter of the platform. But as far as like the content create, like I'm still crafting, but as I'm crafting, I'm still building because because music taught me like how to approach like my content, my product business wise. So now I'm just applying all of that into like another field. So it's just, yeah, two visions.
Right. So that's going to be really dope being able to hear it later and as time goes. Um, are there any projects that you're working on currently
Yeah.
that the viewers may not know
Um,
about?
yeah, I'm currently working on a new album. It's not titled yet. It's not really being talked about yet. New single will be out before the end of the year, and those episodes ain't gonna. Yeah, those episodes, like all those episodes. Big shouts to Shot Topics. Big shouts to Death Law. Big shouts to Richie Reacts. All of those shows are still gonna be dropping like on a consistent basis. But yeah, just just more content, more substance, and just yeah, that new stuff is on the way. The music is always gonna take a little time because that's my first child. I'm always going, saying just cultivate that a little bit more, and then the content is always gonna be the content.
Super fact. And what are the days and the times that you all release your shows
So
so that the people
it's every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So it's on alternating weeks. So one Wednesday we'll do an episode of That's Law. And then the very next week we'll do an episode of Shot Topic. So it just depends on what day you turn into. You finna see two people take shots of tequila, and then one of them gonna open up, and the other person just gonna be making crazy faces once the liquor start kicking in. And then the next week we're gonna be arguing about, what I'm saying, do the man pay all the bills, or are we supposed to go 50-50? So it just depend on what we tuning into that Wednesday. But yeah, mostly Wednesdays on the Four Phones channel on YouTube, and we also go live on Facebook Live and then like on Instagram. Especially with That's Law, like we'll set our cameras up to where like you'll be able to hear the episode, but from like every person's angle. Big shouts to Alicia Marie. Big shouts to Ari Quinn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, wouldn't be able to do that without them at all because it's just like I refuse to have like just a whole bunch of I can say niggas on here, right? Whole bunch of what I'm saying,
keep it
niggas
band up.
in the yeah, a whole bunch of niggas up there trying to figure out like what women like and whatnot. I'm like, no, just bring some women fuck around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ask them the questions. And then they can ask us the questions. Like I'm just trying to get a dialogue because it's just that whole
So,
like
so what do
battle of
you
the
think
sex
about that?
about
So
what?
what do you about how the females view?
Um
What do you think it's at right
I mean,
now?
I actually hold that a little higher than I'd hold my own because it's just like what I can think all I want to, but it's just like if it's not what actually they saying, then I'm just wrong. And no matter how strongly I feel about it, how long I've thought about it, it's just wrong. Like, and
Have you ever had someone to tell you, or a majority amount of people, as far as females, tell you what it is that they're wanting to hear?
oh yeah, we have that conversation every episode, and that's why I always like hold that show near and dear because it's not only do my co-hosts come through with like their perspectives and how they see things, but like the guests are always gonna come through and what I'm saying and kick shit. And then something that we're starting to do now is at the end of the episode we try to like what I'm saying we'll take a recap and figure out what we learned about like the other side that we didn't know before the episode started. Just
Right.
trying to, and that goes back to, like I said, just the common person tuning in, saying hopefully they learn something too. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, maybe she don't like me talking about money all the time, and if she didn't if I didn't talk about money all the time, then maybe, just maybe, she wouldn't be walking around with her hand out type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it be those type of situations and conversations, and it's just once I feel like when everybody get on like the same page, like it's just less conflict. Problem is just like social media and things like that, especially Twitter. they thrive off the conflict because the conflict create engagement. So damn, I'm with that I might be working backwards trying to create peace, but it's just like with me I personally learned something, and everybody that's gonna tune in learn something. So it just works out. I think it works out.
I'm in same accord with you. Talking about like conflict, a little bit of that. What do you think about the Krishan and Blueface, with them having a baby, and do you think that she'll end up eventually leaving him and staying
I think
focused on the baby
from a
and herself?
from a macro point of view, like just broad perspective, I think I feel like as a people, we might be a bit too invested, but at the same time, they share a lot of like what they got going on. So it's like, I mean, and that's what it just goes back to like, what I'm saying, media just thriving off conflict. Like, we might be too invested because I think Drewski got a skit where like he just joking in the background, like, what I'm saying, Krishan pretty, I know, but at the same time, why would Blueface be putting his hand on the bit? Like, what I'm saying? Kind of like, I think he was just mocking about people that just be too invested in shit. So I feel like it just go both ways. Like, what I'm saying? I think that, of
I
course,
think
like
a
they're
lot of people actually go through that
right, right.
and behind closed doors too, and they for them to put their situation in the forefront. I know, you know that that'll be helpful if someone became strong, so that other people, or maybe people are becoming strong just off of what they see.
I mean, that makes sense too. I think that because none of us are Blueface, and I don't know, what I'm saying, we not those people exactly. So like while like
Right.
basically like while like what I'm saying, from the blueprint like look at it, it would be straight to like, what I'm saying, see, because I know like I'm pretty sure she resonates with like a whole lot of first time mothers that maybe what I'm saying, just don't know what they're doing, and like it really just, and I'm not a, what I'm saying, I'm not a parent at all. That's another reason I try not to speak too much on it, because what I'm saying, but like like I feel like
Shout out to you. May I ask, how old are you?
31, but I say I'm in my 30s now because like kids, it's basically the same thing. You're starting to feel like one of those old aunties. I don't be wanting to take my age off fast. I'm like, and how old is you? Who you? Where you from? Like,
But at least you don't look like you. Okay,
all
like
right.
no crack.
I be trying, man. I be trying cocoa butter. That's what it do.
Y'all heard
But
you heard the remedies, y'all. Cocoa butter.
but yeah, going back to that, like I'm pretty sure there are people she resonate with. Pretty sure there's people that he resonate with. Like, I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. And that's just what
Right.
it go back to, like the fact that the common person can relate to these, celebrities essentially. So and that's where that's law kind of came from. Like I wanted people that, especially the people that actually like the music, that come out as fans, and you may not know us from a can of paint outside of the no secrets, the classics that don't leave, like for us to like just sit and talk. Cause I know me, like when I'm around strangers, like I'm not talking at all. Like, what I'm saying? I'm talking a lot right now, but cause ain't nobody in the room. Like, what I'm saying? We online. So it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna talk your head off once I get comfortable. But like if I'm out, you might not get a word out of me. It might just be like, what I'm saying, the area, how I'm feeling. But it's just like once that camera go on and I really like, what I'm saying, and the people, not only me, but the people that's there, like really like just talking and expressing themselves, like, what I'm saying, it gives like the people that listen to us kind of like a real world perspective on how like we move in the real world. So I see where that come from when like, everybody tuning into like celebrity lives, even like the whole like reality TV. Cause I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not the proudest to say, but like when I remember when Love and Hip Hop Atlanta first came out, like bro, Mama D had me hooked. I was tuning in every Monday saying, what is this lady finna got? Like, what she got going on? Like, so it's like I get it. I always get it. Like I try to see it from both sides, even 100 sides sometimes. Like, so it's just I get where it's necessary. It's just it's just all about doing it your own way.
That's a super fact. Um, is there anybody that you would like to collaborate with?
Uh, Cole, I will say, but I like, but yeah, I want to hear the beat first. I want to see what he said, and then I need 2 days to write two different verses just in case I don't like he say something. I'm like, no, I don't like my verse. I'm gonna just write another one. But yeah, definitely like the Coles, the Kendricks, all of that. I would say like locally right now, I think, um, right now, I feel like the top of my list locally would be I feel like me and big shouts to 3 a.m. I feel like me and 3 a.m. overdue one. And big shouts to Ethan Taylor. Like we're definitely overdue one. Then yeah, definitely gonna make sure they see this. So like I'm like, hey, look, let's work. So yeah, it's just it's a good amount of people I don't mind working with. But it's another thing is I'm not when when I'm as good as I feel I am. When you as good as I feel like I'm as good as I am. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
I got like a problem like reaching out. Like I'm just because I feel like if the song good enough, I'll just finish it myself. Like I'm not gonna beg nobody to do something that I'm doing by myself already. And I think that might be my issue sometimes. But like yeah, those are definitely people that I was like, yeah, definitely looking to work with soon, like overdue. Should have been happening.
Okay, well, I can't wait for it to happen because we're saying that it's gonna get done.
That's
Period.
what.
Yes. So, do you have any advice to give people that are coming up as an artist?
Um, learn the business, learn the way to move professionally as soon as you can. Like when you starting out, the craft is gonna craft. So it's like, and sometimes like crafting your art is just trial and error. But like you can learn how to do good business fast. And I've seen a lot of people that personally not my cup of tea, and some would even say like, oh, they just not good, but they do good business. You know what I'm saying? So if you like, the quicker you learn how to stand on business and how to do business right, the further you'll get. And then it's just by the time like you're like it's crafted, like by the time like you have like them songs everybody already know, like the name good.
Okay, so y'all heard them dropping rules. Super, super important to know the business. If you don't know the business, you can get a hold of me. I even do artist management. You feel me? I have no problem giving out information. He knows the business. You guys make sure y'all follow him and tap in because at this point, people have to understand that, like how you were saying that you and your team is doing in your city, y'all coming together. You know what I'm saying? It takes a unit as a whole army to take
That
something down.
definitely takes a village. And then speaking of the latest album that's out now is the Hidden Vibe Village. Definitely go cop that. That's yeah, I put a tape together with all my friends. That's pretty dope. That's where you get the Don't Leaves. Like it's even a classy remix. I think I sent you the first classy. There's a whole different classy out there if you looking for it. What else? But yeah, it's just yeah, it's all about. I mean, it's like you're not gonna do it by yourself. And if you did it by yourself, write a book because I'm interested. But like yeah, other than that, yeah, it's not you can't do it by yourself unless you spent like from day one of your life all the way up till now learning every aspect of it, like how to produce yourself, how to write yourself, how to put yourself out there, how to manage yourself. You're gonna have to bring at least one other person in, at least.
Yep.
So it's just yeah. Once once you learn how to do good business and then like people start to believe in the business because people believe in the business way before they believe in the product. Like okay, like yeah, he do good. Like you know what I'm saying. Like he gonna show up on time. He gonna make sure everything's set up. Like all of that. Like it'll do all of that way before they even listen to a song. Like and then it's just like it's all about like and when you do good business, your name good. Like if your name bad, it don't matter how good your music is. Like I've seen so many talented people like shoot themselves in the foot because they didn't handle something professionally. Like they went on Facebook and them, or maybe they went somewhere and like just started like just talking too much publicly. And it's just like, and it's okay to be frustrated with shit. It's okay to be frustrated with certain business practices or ways certain people do things because sometimes like there'll be people that throw shows and like they'll overbook. That's a big like pet peeve of mine. But it's like even though that's a big pet peeve of mine, like I'm not finna go and just rant about why are you booking so many artists for this show only for like artists to not get on, da 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 da, the second and the third. Like it's just more so about like, all right, that's the type of business they do. If you don't want to deal with that, then don't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like the best way I can put it, since we keeping it a band up,
I
everybody got
don't
that.
know.
Everybody,
Maybe there, in a lot of
yeah,
situations, because I
it
used to
could
do
be.
events.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do events, and sometimes either the time gets too short, and not everybody gets the opportunity to get on the platform,
That's
or
another. Yeah,
maybe,
you never know
or
what could happen. Like,
the
yeah,
building. Hey, you
Like, yeah, you
know.
never know, yeah, what can
But
happen. So it's just like
communication is always key in any and everything
that
that we do.
that part
So
for real.
I feel, and I say that because it's important for artists to understand that are watching,
Hmm.
because don't not know what's going on. First thing you need to do is know what you came there to do something. You talk to the right people that you need to be talking to, like the DJ or the person that's running promoting it. Keep that kind of communication, that network, because once you get that understanding of who a person is, then you could move off of that type of, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But just don't off the wall, oh, I can't perform, and leave, and then you got a chip on your shoulder.
Exactly. Like, yeah, like it's a lot of things in play, and that's why it's just like, even like, what I'm saying, there's situations like that, or there are situations where, like, what I'm saying,
Now,
they
sometimes you
did
ain't
it
gonna
on
get your
purpose.
money back.
Oh yeah.
You
I
better
mean,
find another way.
oh no, like, yeah, and a lot of things, like, yeah, especially with entertainment, be ready to charge it to the game. Like, it's a lot of things that won't make it out that that you put a lot of energy into. Like, I'm starting to learn that from, like, the content creating side of things. It's a lot of, what I'm saying, show ideas and that never make it past the idea, and that's okay. It's just like,